All right, so if you guys look on here, you see my rim design. I just put some specs up there. Some of these actually come from what you guys were telling me yesterday. 20-inch tall rims, 8 inches wide, right? 20 by 8. 7/8 inch lug nut holes, 2-inch axle hole, and 112 millimeter lug bolt pattern, which is where that was messing up some people. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a box that is 8 inches wide, and I'm using my regular line command right now. Doesn't matter really how big it is. Only thing I'm drawing this line for is so I have a box of the width of 8 inches. You guys understand that? Okay. So inside here, I'm going to use my polyline command. Come up about, let's go 1.5 inches. I'm going to come over 1 inch, enter, come down. I'm going to do 1 at that angle. Come on over. I'm going to track, my polar tracking. Track to the edge. Come down. And now I hit right click, enter. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines here so they don't confuse anyone. Now I'm going to move this for a second so I can get rid of this line. Everybody with me so far? So I know because I made a box that was 8 inches wide, I know that this is 8 inches wide right now, right? Now how tall did I say the rim is going to be? 20 inches, right? So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw it from here. Actually, I'm going to draw it from this top right-hand corner. This isn't exactly right, but you'll get the idea. I'm going to go 20 inches down. And I'm just going to make, oops, I got to undo that. You know why? I'm going to do half of the height because I only want a radius. So 10 inches, make a horizontal line. This line that I just created, this horizontal line right here, where my cursor's at, you guys all see that? That is where I'm going to revolve around. So I'm going to come up here on my command line, and I'm going to select revolve. Wait for the computer to catch up to me. There it is. Select my profile, hit enter because I'm done selecting, and then I'm going to select both ends of this horizontal line. The default, if you look down here at the bottom, is 360 degrees. If you wanted another angle, you could type it in, but it's a rim, so we want it to go 360. So all you have to do is hit enter. And if you want to see what that looks like, I'm going to turn it just a little bit here. Maybe not. Let me use my tool over here. You guys all see that, right? And I'm going to go ahead, get rid of that line that I put in. And I'm going to turn on shades of gray so you can see the rim. Everybody with me so far, right? Okay. So when I first started drawing, I was drawing on the front. Everybody with me on that? So you see the view cube says front. So this is actually oriented incorrectly. So I'm going to go up here to my gizmo, select my rotate gizmo, click on the object. You see how it made this little gizmo thing on here. I'm going to click on the band, and you see it turn gold, and I'm going to type in 90. Now I turn my rim 90 degrees, so it's in orientation with the front. So it's like the front of the rim, front of the cube. Everybody with me? Hopefully you are. All right, so now I'm going to use my polyline command again. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a circle because I want to show you how to do the bolt pattern here. Now the problem is I have to turn this so it says top. So I got to rotate it again because I had a brain fart. There we go. Look better? Because it says top, right? And we can read the writing on the wall, so to speak. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do circle command. Pick up my center point if it'll let me. Come on. There's my center point. And let's just make this 3-inch radius or 6-inch diameter. And I'm going to extrude. And I'm not going to extrude it very far because the thickness of rim material, it's not very thick. You guys understand me? It's like not an inch thick or a quarter inch. It's like an eighth of an inch maybe. So everybody got what I got so far, right? So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my cylinder command this time. And I'm going to click, and I'm just going to make a cylinder, and I'm going to make it a diameter 7/8. That is my lug hole that I just messed up on. So diameter, enter, 7/8, enter. And let's make it tall enough so it definitely goes through the object, right? So I'm going to also create another circle, and this circle is being drawn just for the purposes of its geometry. We said 112 millimeters, right? Was how big that the bolt pattern was. So I have to do 112 divided by 25.4. That's the conversion factor. So 4.4, right? So it's a diameter of 4.4 inches. Everybody with me on that? So we go D, enter, 4.4, enter. Now I should be able to move this from the center point in this lug to the quadrant here. Everybody sees that, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an array of, and sometimes you have to change your view so it's not from shades of gray. I'm going to go back to 2D wireframe. So I'm going to go array of that circle, polar, because it's a circular pattern, around this center line. And let's say it has 5 items. So there's 5 items, right? Enter, enter, and there they are. So let's revolve that, see what it looks like. Everybody sees that, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract. I'm going to go solid so you can see this. I'm going to subtract from the large disk, enter, with my pattern, enter. And did it work? Subtract from that. It's like not working. We go shades of gray here. So make sure I'm selecting the right thing. So I'm going to subtract from here. Now I'll subtract with that. Why is my subtract? It's like my subtract isn't working. This is really weird. Alright, I'm going to try it this way. Subtract. What I did is I just exploded my pattern. You guys listen. I'm going to select each of these items. Hit enter. There we go. See what I had to do? Did you guys understand what I just did? I had to actually explode my my array so that I could subtract out. Because it was an array, it wasn't subtracting, it was confusing the computer. Remember, the computer's not the smart one, you're supposed to be the smart one. I put it back in 2D wireframe so I could select that line and get rid of it. Then I'm going to put a cylinder again in the middle of this object. And I said diameter of 2 inches. And let's go make sure that it's tall enough that it's going all the way through the hub in the middle. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. What I'm working on right now is the hub, right? Yeah. Okay. Don't know if I made this tall enough or not. Might have made it the wrong way. So I'm going to subtract to see if it works. Subtract from the hub, enter, with this 2-inch diameter object. Everybody sees what I got now, right? Let's see if it actually worked. I won't know until I put a shade on it. It actually worked. So there's my center hub where the axle goes. Here's my bolt pattern that was on 112 millimeter axes. Everybody with me so far? Questions? All right. How many spokes do I have to draw? One. Strict question. I only have to draw one spoke.
It's not like a bike, is it?
And I'll tell you why. Huh?
It's not like a bike.
Well, we would do an array. So you just got to get one spoke just the way you want it because of the way it's oriented. Notice the front of the rim and the top cube are oriented the same. So I'm going to turn off my O snaps just for a minute, and I'm going to kind of freewheel some kind of like weird looking shape up here. Yeah, make sure I put O snap back on just for a second here. Snap to the endpoint. So we got closed loop. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this. Hopefully yours will look a lot nicer than mine. Because that's ugly, right? So now I do array. And it's going to be polar. And I'm select my center point here. And hit enter. And I have a rim. It's 20 inches tall, 8 inches wide. The bolt pattern is correct. The size of the bolt holes are correct. And the opening is correct. It's not very creative design-wise, but you know what? It gets it done. Yeah, and it gets a grade. Anybody got any questions?